Good morning. So today let's talk briefly about electrolyte balance when we're on ketovore or carnivore. It's really important to have a balance of sodium, potassium, and magnesium so that you don't get cramping. I have had that happen, and of course, it wakes you up in the middle of the night, the Charlie horse or that cramp in your calf that you just can't seem to get rid of. Um, it's very painful. It can be painful. And of course, it happens at like 3 a.m. There are some products on the market like these. I found these at Dick's Sporting Goods when we were there, and they can be kind of expensive. Some have zero sugar, some do not. So, to just kind of keep that in mind. But if you're looking for a more cost effective way to do it, what Robert and I will do is we put no salt and sea salt or Himalayan salt in our waters. Now, I know you're thinking, you're like, I really don't want to be drinking salt water. Neither do we. It doesn't taste great. So, what we do is we will add like the water enhancers into the water, and then we will drink anywhere between 90 to 120 ounces of water a day. If you're exercising, you're obviously going to be needing more sodium, more potassium, more magnesium. And if it's a day where you're not exercising, you may need less. This is something that I personally haven't found that if I measure anything out, it works out better. It is literally a day to day thing on what I do and don't need for this. So there are times that I won't put salt and no salt into my water throughout the day. It'll be the first cup of water that I have. So when we get up in the mornings, we will have about 15 ounces of water before we have our cup of coffee. And I know coffee is pretty much a no no on carnivore, but it's really nice to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And when you wake up, you're dehydrated, and then you're going to drink caffeine, which dehydrates you even more. So, really important to have about 15 ounces of water when you first wake up. We have that with the no salt and the salt in it, because obviously that helps you keep water in your muscles throughout the day. And then, depending on how I'm feeling throughout the day, I will put no salt and salt into my water while I'm at work. And what I did is bought one of the little like cheapy salt containers at Walmart, and then I just brought that with me to work. So then that way throughout the day, whatever day it is, if I feel like I'm needing more of that, I will add it to the cup, put that water enhancer in, and then go to the water fountain at work and fill that up. Um, it's different for everyone daily how much they need. Again, because if you're exercising, you may need it more, or you may need more of that throughout that day. If it's a non exercise day, then you may not need as much. I've noticed that since I add salt to my food when I'm eating breakfast and lunch, um, I don't seem to need it as much in my water unless I'm going to be exercising. And then I'll put that into that, maybe like that last cup of water that I drink before I leave work. And by the time I get home, that's pretty much all gone. And then we will be exercising probably, it's usually about an hour, hour and a half before we start to exercise. We go for a walk every night, 2.5 miles. And so this sodium, potassium, and magnesium, that balance has worked great. I haven't had any cramps. The only time I did have cramps, it was one night. And when I thought back on it, I was like, I didn't put any of that salt in my glasses of water throughout the whole day. And then we did exercise and had been working outside. And it's very hot in Florida. And so I lost that water and then didn't have the sodium or anything to be able to help keep my muscles to keep that water in. And so it was a very difficult night. Of course, it was again 3 a.m. when it woke me up. But I learned my lesson the hard way, and I hope that helps. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week.